What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Star Like Digest, a podcast bringing you line talk and digesting Star Wars topics over 1,000 years. This is episode 214, being recorded on June 21st, 2023, the first day of summer, the longest day, right? It's the longest day, longest night, summer solstice, right? It's that.
Seriously.
It's just, I know, right? That means the sun's going to start going that way, so it gets cooler. I can't wait. So, but anyway, before we get into all the Star Wars stuff, I'm your host, Darth Moocher. I've got Grand Admiral Franz with me.
What's up, everybody?
And fresh off the Fallen Fett Chronicles, we got Ernie the Fallen Fett.
Hey, guys, what's up? Literally fresh.
Literally, just click, you're here.
Yes. Just flew in, and boy, are my arms tired.
Like,
yes.
Well, I know Scott's out there enjoying himself, doing Scott stuff, and
whatever Scots do,
whatever Scott solos do these days, right? So, And of course, Joey is not here again too, work schedule. So, before we get into all the, we got so much to talk about. I can't wait.
What?
I don't know. I'm trying, man. I'm really trying. I was scouring the internets today, trying to find something. But actually, we'll make do, man. This is gonna be a good show.
We talked the longest.
100%, right? We got a 2-hour show here. Ernie, since you're here, we've got our Patreons to shout out, so I'm going to put them on the screen here. And
absolutely,
go for it.
Very special shout out to our amazing Patreon crew. We thank you guys for becoming Patreon and helping out the show. It really does help us out. We put that money right back into the show or events or things that are needed for the show. So it doesn't go. We try to give you those little extras and stuff. So definitely think about it. The QR code is down there. Scan it right now. And you can also be a part of the Patreon crew. And so we'd like to give you a special thank you because we appreciate it. We got AJ from the Forbidden Panel here, Cliff, Brandon and Anya Epler, Dennis McGrath is here, Don the Dad Dorn, Don and Brady of the Escape Pod podcast on the Red 5 Network. We are also found there. Yes. Eric Grubb, Fanboy Mike, Flavy Davey, formerly of the Nerds with Attitude podcast, Gavin Connor from the Holy Hour All Cure podcast, Justin the Vanilla Thunder, Mervine, Nicholas Schaefer, and Matt Logic, and Ryan of the Star Joes podcast. Thank you guys for the amazing help and the contribution that you bring to the show.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And I see the pit is being digested. We're going to go with Santo1414. What's up? We've got Gordon Skalski out there. We've got Don. How come you're not with Scott, Don? I don't understand. He didn't invite you? Man, those son-in-laws.
Don's saying right now, where's Scott?
Scott's doing what, where?
Yeah. What's up, Don? How you doing, man? We've got Matt Logic. Where's in there? We've got Rick Jones. And let's see here. AZ Toy Hunters Guild. Hello. Gordon also says, I thought it was still fall up here. It is chilly today, and it's gonna be chilly tomorrow, I think. So
we haven't really hit summer yet, dude.
No, I appreciate it so much. I don't like summers. I don't like it. I'm cold-blooded. I need, I live under a rock. I need cold air to survive.
It was hot earlier. I was out there this morning working. It didn't start getting like that till this afternoon.
The weekend was hot.
And I hate this type,
Yeah. Well, I appreciate the cooler weather because we're standing in line. We got 63 days for Ahsoka. So that's still happening. We're standing in line. I appreciate it. Not the hot weather because it gets smelly in this line sometimes. But 63 days for Ahsoka. Can't wait, guys. I can't wait. I know that there's been some stills coming out. There's some promo stuff happening. Did you guys see? Okay, so I was brought up. I was kind of like scouring the internet for things. And remember how, like, Chris, like you said before, like during trailers or stuff like that, and we see something off and like, oh, they're gonna fix it. They're gonna fix it in post, or they'll like we thought with the Inquisitor, we thought maybe with Thrawn and stuff like that, right? Well, I saw today that Hera, if you guys know this in the trailer, Hera's eyes were like this bright green, like the cartoon. Well, I guess they did go in there and a new trailer or whatever, they did change it. They dulled it down. So
really?
Yeah, I noticed that. And I'm only bringing it up because I'm like, no, I figure it was, if it's in the trailer, it's out, it's done, right? Like this is it, they're not touching anymore. But yeah, that looks like they are tweaking things still, you know, kind of.
Or maybe that was a shot that wasn't finished.
Could be. Yeah,
Right.
some complaining on like, oh God, Hera's eyes look this and this, they're too bright. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. And then because how I saw it was like, oh look, Lucasfilm listened to the complaining, and they dulled down the eyes, and the same shot. It was the same back-to-back shot. It wasn't like a new angle or whatever. So
Only two sets of eyes I think are going to be important, and that's obviously Thrawn and Jason when they bring Jason in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Didn't he have
true.
green eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
he did have different. Yeah.
I don't mind like if it was overly cartoony, or, you know, I know it's live action, but I mean, these are
Right.
aliens we're talking about. I mean, like, you know, yeah. Yeah, Thrawn's eyes, I had to get used to it in Rebels. You know what I mean? And it's not like I had live action reference anyway. I just had pictures. And
But you're talking about the eyeballs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had pictures to go by, and I had this thing like Thrawn's like a menacing, you know, Chiss have this like menacing presence, and they have, because I play the video games that I play, or the Chiss, they have just solid red, you know, eyes. There's no eyeballs and stuff. So I always got used to that, but I'll get used to Thrawn.
Yeah. It just,
I'll get used to it.
having the pupils gives you depth as a character. Like I said, they thought it was too alien.
Yeah.
To the audience. Yeah.
I want to find out more about that, because to me it's like, damn, do you give it a chance first? Like, it hasn't even come out yet. You know what I'm saying? I know we did think that about the Inquisitor, and you know, we did see people's mock-ups, and okay, it could have been done, but if this is what they put out, then this is what they put out. Like, I mean, it had to go through that. You know what I'm saying? It's not even out yet, and to say that this is a change, like, Jesus, people, give it a chance. We're all gonna love it. We're all gonna like it, and if this is the TV adaptation of it, then so be it. Or like you would say, the movie, you know, of it. Cartoons don't look spot on. We've had all different types of cartoons.
Right.
I don't
see
see complaints about that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
And Rebels
kind
is
of
like
a bummer.
super stylized. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because to me, it really feels like then they feel like the ones who are complaining out there have the power, right? Because I'm sure everybody went on a rampage today of posting that. Oh, they're listening, so tell them their complaints, and look, it does get fixed. So
yeah,
I don't know. I hope we get an answer to it, is what I'm saying. I didn't even know that happened.
I'm actually just hoping the one, if you saw it, it was either the lighting was different, or the one you saw was the pre-done version, and they stuck with the green, because I think it should be green. But I think whatever they do, just like I said, just stick with it and let it roll and say that's it.
It's so funny, and we talked about this last week about the nitpicking minor complaints that it gets the loudest thing, and all of a sudden everybody's in trouble, you know. And it's like, eyeballs, really, guys. I mean, this is what we're picking on. We, like I said, Ernie, we haven't even begun to, like,
you know, it's really not even what people are picking on. It's what people get clicks on, right? And that's what's and I've seen it recently. I told you guys in the chat, you know, like I'm gonna name drop people. You watch Theory's show right now. His posts are nothing but clickbait bullshit, and everybody knows if I complain about Hera's eyes right now and say something sucks, this is gonna get me some clicks. We can all get together, and all of us that want to hate Star Wars can get together and bullshit and drop on it and take a shit on it and do all this, and that's all.
Is that the same dude who then turns around and cries at stuff?
Yeah. It's been crazy lately. It's obvious clickbait shit he's putting in, like old interviews of Lucas and old interviews of Kennedy. And it's
they're
like,
still doing the Mark Hamill stuff.
Yeah, why are you bringing this up now? Because you want clicks. Because the same people are gonna complain about it, and the same people are gonna fight you. So you get the same million views and clicks. It's easy money for them, right? And it's because we all get involved in that stupid machine that they negativity gets clicks, man. We play it too. We won't even play. You've seen our thumbnails, people. We have red eyes on there now. We know what's up. You know, we play the algorithm.
Exactly. But like I said, our stuff is theories. It's not based on, like, you know, we don't sit there and go, this is happening 100%. It's
we don't make our living on it and then shit on it. You know.
I agree, man. Like, you know, what would happen if Lucasfilm or Disney paid attention and changed everything the fans wanted? I mean, we would get nothing. We would get nothing done, right? So it is what it is, right? You know what's funny? I saw an article that the production of Star Wars productions and stuff that's going on in the UK is not affected by the writers' strikes and stuff like that. You know, like Acolyte's still going on, Andor, all these things are progressing because they don't have that
Why
same.
is that? Because
they don't have the country? Same the same unions and stuff. I thought it was all universal.
Yeah, I would kind of think because the company's here.
Yeah,
that's like an on location shoot.
Yeah, no, like that. I think that's why, you know, like a lot of times film companies will go to Canada because they get tax breaks and they'll film out there and they'll call it LA or something. I think it's like that same thing. If you go and use the UK production companies and maybe those writers are from UK, they're not from the Writers Guild of America. I don't know the technical stuff, but I heard that Disney project, or as far as Star Wars, all moving forward. The ones that are not filmed here, like Mando's filmed here.
Most of them are written, I think, is the key. Like what I'll jump to on that is Deadpool. The new Deadpool script is done and they're filming it going ahead. What they can't do is they can't rewrite. Yeah. They have to do it word for word from the page. They can't ad lib. Ryan Reynolds can't sit there and ad lib scenes. He has to go word for word on what was written beforehand. Otherwise, he's against the contract and he's writing new shit while there's a strike going.
Yeah.
So the same rule possibly could be in effect there. Maybe everything was written and they're just going ahead with it. They just have to go word for word what's on the page. Yeah,
it is like from a certain point. Rick Jones is saying, I know what you're saying here, but Acolyte is in reshoots. Andor is shut down. I like I said, I heard because Andor is still in that writing phase, and I heard that they were going forward, but I could be
anything writing. I think is on hold right now.
I thought it was all together, but I guess there is some loopholes to get away from that stuff. So because there's a lot of stuff coming out there, like, no, we're doing it these dates and we're continuing all these things. I'm like, okay, do they know something? Is the writer's strike going to be like a couple months more, and then they just lost a few months, and which hopefully, you know.
So it look. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just saying, I know about the, you know, you're saying different country and how like a loophole in there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I do hope that everybody gets what they're fighting for. You know, when it comes down to it and everything like that, I really do hope it works out and the justification is there and everything's there. And, you know, these loopholes won't be frowned upon or, you know, looked at like, well, we still can. I hope that, you know, it works out for everybody.
Yeah, 100%. And again,
I've been part of strikes and everything, and it sucks, man. No matter what is striking for and like that. I was part of the grocery one before, and I mean, we had no pay for weeks, and then this and that, and it's just like it's a crazy thing. So
you know what they're fighting for too, or what they're striking for, is a legitimate case. You know, it is a legitimate cause because it's like, you know, there's no such thing as a rerun anymore, and writers got paid off a rerun. So if you put on streaming, it's people watch it whenever, and even if they watch it multiple times, it's not a rerun. You know what I mean? So they're only getting paid for like that one show, and that's it. It
doesn't go into syndication like it used to.
Right? Yeah. So and it's a different time, and you know, and it's gonna have to change with the times, right? Everything's changing. I was getting really disappointed in I was talking about this in our chat, right? Like theatrical, like going to the movies and stuff. You know, it's changed. You know, COVID changed that whole experience. I was going to 20, 30 movies a month, or I'm sorry, a year. And I've only gone to a few, and I'm part of this problem. I just don't find myself wanting to go into the movie theater. And so when I see like this show bombed and this show bombed, I'm like, nothing. It doesn't mean that the movie sucks. It just means that no one's they're not getting out in the movie theaters. We're movie goers, and we don't get out as much as we used to. So how, you know what I mean? Like that's what's scary about.
Yeah, but then you turn around and you can see a movie make $1.5 billion.
Sure,
right? Like
there's anomalies.
Mario made $1.5 billion, but Flash is
that Spider-Verse, right?
But Flash is going to make 300 million.
Yeah,
you know, they're bombing
and still be a loss. Like that's where we're at now, right?
That was their marketing budget.
100 million used to be like, oh my god, that's epic.
Right, dude. Oh man, it make 100 million. This big time. That's Star Wars money.
Mario was a good movie though. I liked Mario.
Yeah,
I did too.
Mario was a good movie. I really enjoyed it.
I did too. But I'm saying is that's it's that proof, right? It's proof.
Yeah, for sure. I just want to throw it out like Mario.
Yeah, I did too. I did too, and I love Flash, by the way. So I mean,
did you?
Oh,
I still have to see it. I still got to see it. Again, I'm part of the problem. I didn't go.
Couple odd things aside, but almost every movie has that. I like the flow of it. I think Miller was awesome and
nice.
I'm not a huge. Obviously, Miller's a whack job in real life, but
Yeah.
and I wasn't a huge fan of his Flash until the Snyder cut. That changed
Right.
it completely. But he was
Gotcha.
really, really good in this one.
Cool.
I think better than Keaton.
Whoa.
Yeah,
All right.
everybody's all up on Keaton shit. Keaton was never my Batman, though.
It's not it's the nostalgia thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I get it. It's just like the Spider-Man 3 movie, not the Sam Raimi. Don't talk about the new ones. Like everybody crapped on Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, but they're their favorite now. It's like I'm like I don't like those movies. I love the new Spider-Man, but I don't want to like revisit. I don't want another movie with those guys in it as a solo.
You don't want another Garfield?
No, I hate those movies, dude. I don't like them.
No, they're all different, bro. There's Toby.
I know,
Garfield,
and they all suck differently.
But I mean, they have their own. I want him to have his chance at his third. I feel like he didn't.
I just feel like it's past. Like honestly, Ernie, if that came out, I don't know if it'd get the support. Like I really don't. Everybody liked it as far as like
I think
the
it's
cameo.
a chance to have it tie in now, like especially if he's the one who went against Venom. He said, I've never been against in space or an alien.
Right. Yeah.
And you get that end credit scene and everything. Like, I would like it. I say give it a chance. If it ties in.
Let him go against Tom Hardy and just play in that universe.
It might fix Venom. But I don't like dismiss it being like, arms folded. That's not me, right?
Yeah.
I just don't.
Did you try more? What's it called?
Morbius or Mobius?
Yes, Morbius.
I haven't yet. No, I don't want to.
And then that Craven trailer just
Craven's coming out.
Really good, actually.
No, and you don't want Garfield.
No, I don't. I don't like that. The Amazing Spider-Man.
What's with all the villain shows and no Spider-Man? It makes no sense.
Yeah, I just don't. I didn't even like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans, the Sam Raimi one. Sam Raimi is like one of my favorite directors. I didn't, besides Spider-Man 2. But anyway, we're getting off into superhero talk. But
that's fine. We need to
it's all right.
Exactly. Sabersmith checking in. Cheers and cheers, guys, and chat. We've got also Michael. We got to check in from the Federation.
What's up, Michael?
I'm going to bring up. Where are you? Here we go. Aggressively relaxing. What's up, man? Have you guys seen the Boyega casting news for the Ray movie? As far as like the Boyega going back into it, was all rumors. I think he was open to it, and that was kind of shocking of things. But I don't know. I haven't heard anything new. Like I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
He's gonna have to be. There's no way to.
And I hope so. Right.
Yeah.
That's how
they have
I feel.
To fix that problem it has, right? His connection and make him a Jedi and do all those things that that might be something. I don't know. I'm just saying that might be something that they write in.
I feel that after the sequels and everybody's feelings everywhere, I feel like you have to continue it on, because then at that point, if you don't and you just have Rey, it's like, to me, yourself, you're casting those movies
unless
out.
It's Rey, Grogu, and Luke as a Force, like in that, like so.
I think Poe should be there too.
Here's the thing, guys.
Yeah,
maybe I'm wrong in this, and maybe my head space is wherever, and you guys let me know. Is I don't know if I want a exact continuation of of the same characters we got in the sequels. Maybe like that Rey, because I did hear things about like Rey being in it, but it's not a Rey movie. She's a supporting role in that, in this movie, surrounding herself with other things, and I like that a lot better rather than that continuation with Poe, Finn, and Rey, and like going on, because it's like, to me, I don't know where you go from there. It is a 15-year gap, but yeah,
that's their big three in this trilogy, though.
It is.
Luke,
yeah,
and Leia of this trilogy. There's no way to to just break.
I just feel like they had their chance, but they
didn't get to finalize it. They should have finalized it. And I get everybody would say that about the original three, but they got their final in the original trilogy. They had their battles, they won their thing.
Yeah, I figure it was
kind of did too, but it was 3 days worth.
I understand it's going to be Rey, but I think of it as a Star Wars movie. I had never thought a Rey movie. I honestly think Star Wars. I mean, and to me,
from the rumors, it was a Rey Skywalker.
It still is
as a supporting character.
Still technically. Well, technically, I still see it. Everybody explains it as a Rey movie.
I think
they
don't have to be through the whole thing, but you need a mention to continue it on.
Or
a flight or
100%
something.
There'd be tie-ins on it, but like a movie surrounding those three and this adventure that's surrounding those three.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's gonna. I mean, again,
No, they don't need to be part of the plot. They can just be part of like, hey, we're like Obi-Wan stopping at Dex's.
That's fine.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, I got yeah. Yeah.
That's it. They're part of the quest. He stops there or she stops there on her journey for help or needs a backup at the end for Poe or needs to stop and
something.
See,
correct.
That you just stuff like that. Yeah, you have to have a connection to it is all. They don't have to be part of the main plot.
A connection to it is perfect. Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted it to be a 100% great, outstanding movie, then it'd be Rey and Boba Fett. Like that's just
ruling.
There's your answer right there.
The new order.
On Mandalore.
The second
Mandalore.
Yeah.
And she has to go to him for help. Yes.
And speaking of the Rey movie, it was said to yesterday or today that production starts again. April. Pending everything is working, April of next year, right?
Yeah, so that's cool. So as long as the writers are there, that throws off kind of what I was thinking. Well, no, I guess not. But that's going to be the first movie of the 3.
Because it could still take their time on that.
Yeah, but it wouldn't. Nothing else is starting before that, so it would still be as far as order of release. That
might be the first movie we get.
Yeah,
and then going on and
that makes sense because Mangold still has another. He's wrapping up right now with Jones, right? He's working on with his tour right here. He's working on one of his other things that he has to do before Star Wars, and then he hits Star Wars. And I believe he's also doing shit. He's doing something else.
I heard he's doing
is it a
documentary?
That's the one he's working on now. I think
Bob Dylan documentary, right?
Like his pet project is that one.
Yeah,
right? That's what he's doing right now.
Yeah.
But when he's done that, he gets into the origin of the Force. So
right.
So I guess he's just kind of whenever because he doesn't matter, right? He doesn't. That might be that
2027 thing where it's like, hey, you got 4 years to do this.
Yeah, take your time, get your shit done. This is when it's going to be done. But the Filoni joint should be done before that, I would think.
Yeah. Hey, Gordon's got you, Ernie. Ray pushes Bobo around in his mod wheelchair. Yeah, he's going to be very old by that time.
As long as it's a shiny green. It has the
it's got to be repainted. And yes, Don, Ernie wants Boba in everything. Of course.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be in Django colors for his dad. That's what it's gonna be.
I'll take that too. That'd be sweet. And of course, Don, it does.
Of course, yeah. Sabersmith, I am more curious about Mangold's movie, Dawn of the Jedi. Yeah, that it's I think they called it it was the era of Dawn of the Jedi. I don't know if it's called that, but it's
it's not called, but he's gonna be he wanted to do a biblical type Force, the origin of the Force. Yeah.
Which is great.
I was watching the Clone Wars season 6 with Yoda the other day, voices. Right, that set right there where he gets into the Force and the birthplace of the midichlorians and all that. So I'm hoping we get some Wills in action. And
would that be awesome?
Yeah,
that would be awesome. Dude.
Very much so.
Yeah. Speaking of the Clone Wars, I heard that they're doing your favorite arc of the Clone Wars are the droids running around.
Yeah.
I heard that's making a comic book comeback called in the miniseries Dark Droids, and it's R2 reforming the group plus with like Forlom and IG-88 and stuff, and
nice.
An IG unit, and they're gonna go on and do an adventure
in a comic book series,
in a comic book miniseries. So I was like, oh, Chris is gonna love that.
There we go.
Wow.
See, perfect.
Yeah,
and take Gregor along with him, and we're good to go.
Oh, and 000's in there too.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good. See, that dynamic is cool. R2 and 000.
All those guys and that's gonna be weird.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to explore that when it comes out. We have to grab them and get that. Yeah, Rick Joe. Boba Fett will be a brain in a jar in the sequel era. Yeah, he can't die. He's gonna
still kill it. Yeah,
still
kill it.
And he still won't put his helmet on. It's right next to
the lid on the jar. Yeah, it has a little jetpack on the back of it. Yeah.
The helmet will always be next to it. Yeah. Oh, that's
do you think that saying that like epic with R2? Do you think in Ahsoka we might get an R2 meeting Chopper?
Oh yeah,
dude,
I would hope so.
On. Yeah,
I hope so. They could trade Clone Wars war stories.
Yeah, like they're just see them chatting in the background or going at it or something.
Old vets in a corner.
Chatting
it up.
Yeah.
Like who would you root for? And that's like who would you like go like
Chopper is Chopper? Match?
No, not like a fist, like a thing, but like, would you be more
R2's
excited? Like those
R2,
two are
man.
going at it, and I'm like R2 guy, right? And I'm like, but I
Yeah.
love Chopper, and I love his. I don't
Yeah.
want to
R2's R2. I mean, if they're gonna argue, R2 wins, but
yeah, R2 sassy droid.
Chopper's just gonna be cantankerous and get pissed off and waddle off. And,
Yeah,
and
he's
cut-
a
cuss
he's
at
a
him and
mean
flip him
drunk.
off with his thing. You know?
Yeah,
With the
Chopper,
arm out.
Yeah. That'll be it.
Chopper's a mean drunk, and R2 is sarcastic.
And Chopper throws his arms up and does the spin all the time. What's
Yeah.
up, fool? Like,
Yeah.
all the time and does the spin. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah,
Hera has to tell him to calm down. I know he flipped you
Yeah.
off. Calm down.
I think there's every bit of chance of that. There should be. We see R2 all the time, right? And there's no reason not to.
Yeah.
And she's close to R2. There's no reason to see R2 without Luke.
Well, the best
we
is
see
when
him
he showed up
flying
in
around
Obi-Wan.
Right.
Yeah. When he showed up in Obi-Wan
yeah.
and the whole 3PO in the back too, and that was great. I just
Did-
feel that we need them in more stories still.
Did they meet in Rebels?
They did?
I would
I
think
don't
so.
know.
Yes, yeah.
Did they?
had
In that first episode with the Chancellor where they were the ones, I thought they were separated.
I think they've
Weren't they in
everybody's
the
met.
episode where they had to they were saying an
Oh.
interpreter, remember? And I need my droid up here.
I don't remember.
But I
We'll
thought
have to
Chopper was like not there with them.
So they were in the episode, but not like together. I have to
Remember, it looked
revisit.
like
I
the
have to
Star
see that.
Tour ship.
Like,
Didn't it
Like
look
they were
the Star
always-
Tour ship?
Like they were always very careful not to put Anakin and Grievous in the same room for the movie's
Right.
sake, right? Maybe
Yeah.
they did the same thing with Chopper and R2, and they never connected.
Yeah, because they were there, remember? And we saw Chopper go behind at Yavin, but then we saw 3PO
Right.
and R2.
oh,
just
right.
say
Yeah.
something. But they weren't.
On Rogue One.
It wasn't
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it wasn't like they
Either
were
way,
there.
we haven't seen it in live action.
Right. But
So-
like a plot with them or a storyline with them.
Oh, yeah. That'd be
Look
cool.
at-
That would be cool.
Saber says episode 3, season
Okay.
I mean-
okay.
Well,
I'm gonna have to look
third
at that.
episode.
season 1.
Wow.
Okay.
third-
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
they
look it up
started. They
after.
started the
Really?
cameos pretty quick. They cameoed with almost everybody ever except Han.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
about everybody
see,
else.
Speaking of Han, and Ahsoka, so
Oh,
like
yeah,
the whole
yeah, yeah.
Mandalorian. Yeah. So okay, this is wild, guys. And it could mean a bunch of things, but like so, Alden Ehrenreich is rumored to be in the Filoni or asked to be in the Filoni movie or has a role in the Dave Filoni with the Mando, Endgame movie. So
Please.
The Heir to
But
the
why-
Empire
okay,
movie.
if it's modern, like it's got to be, to me, I'm like, okay, continuity flashback. It's got to be a flashback, and like what could, because how can he? Why bring him in if you have deep fake? If you have the capabilities of doing proper Harrison Ford, we're going to see it in Indy next week. We saw it in the trailer how they can do it.
It's if you want to continue it elsewhere, you have to make a jump, and the guy's already Han at some point. When you watch Solo, don't you see him as Han now?
I do.
When I watch
That's what I'm
Solo,
saying.
yes.
In
Yeah.
this,
But I
this
put it in
time
my
and age,
head as young.
But I get
you know.
your deep fake, and I just feel like how I see him, like you're saying he's Solo. I feel that there's a way to draw that line and fudge it and make him
So
still
he's-
Han as him.
Yeah, that's going to be weird, guy. Like if they bring him up to speed in that era, where Han is going to be, I don't know, 40, right? 40, 45, something like that. In that time, just guesstimating the time frame, and then use Alden as the actor versus having like to do with Luke and Leia and all that stuff. It's going to be putting him in that time frame is really going to throw me off, I think.
Yeah.
Unless it's a flashback or unless it's
no,
some more...
it would be jarring because it would be hard to go. Although, I'm trying to think, if we did a Force Ghost Obi-Wan and it came out, it'd be a Force Ghost, so I could explain it. So that really doesn't count.
Yeah,
So I
because
could
we
just say
can
he
we
was
can
a-
headcanon that out
That
of
he's just a different form this time.
yeah.
Yeah.
It is it's a recast, and it'll be very, like I said, the time frame to me is what will mess it up. Now having him play Han again, I have no problem with it. Like I said, I do see him as that,
Because the
but I see
rumor is
him
they
as
were
the
going to
younger
recast.
Han.
They were going to recast a younger Leia. That's the thing. They're trying to get away from the deep fake and go
I
into
get
the
it.
actor. So if they're going to do that, if they're going to get away from the deep fake,
so maybe
then
it is some type of flashback.
or you, well, here's why it could be a flashback. This was a theory of mine I had just because I was watching Secret Wars today.
Okay.
Okay, which by the way is dragging already. And it's one episode, and I'm already not loving it.
Yeah.
But I give everything a chance. I just
Marvel hater. Go ahead.
I seriously must be. I am. Disney likes to use people in different roles all the time.
They do.
Right? When you're doing one, you do a bunch. Like Ahsoka, Rosario Dawson is also in Haunted Mansion. Okay?
Right.
So here we go. And we've got Krennic is in Secret Wars, which makes me lead to believe they're working with him on something else. And/or season 2.
If you got him in the room, why not have,
right.
Yeah.
And Amelia Clarke, I didn't realize, was in Secret Wars.
Yes.
Right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Amelia Clarke is Kira doing another job, and they don't ever just do, to me, I don't ever notice Disney, when you see somebody, you see him a bunch. Right?
Yes.
And I think she's geared up to come back in. So if you see Kira perhaps in Ahsoka, and that makes a flashback.
That's the Han connection.
That's the Han.
Because I was also trying to figure out the Han connection in the Ahsoka series or the Mandoverse.
If she's dealing with something like that, and then a connection gets made.
Remember the short story cartoons that we had? Those counted.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And so we have Hera with Leia and Solo, and so I would think of it as Hera needing something.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, they all need. Yeah.
But
Hera calling for help. She knows.
Correct.
She's part of the rebellion. Her
that's
and
what I'm
Leia are
saying.
going to know each other, and she's a hero.
Well, think about this.
More of a
the connection. I wasn't having a problem with it, but or this. But if you bring Kira in, right, as Amelia Clarke, doesn't that help lessen the blow of seeing Han? Because now you're going to see Kira and Han together, perhaps.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I get it, because then you could bridge it in.
Because then they match together. Because it would be jarring to see Kira with Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay,
see,
I got you
yeah. You're right.
That's a good one.
You're right. Even at Han Solo at that age, but that
it would throw it off. But if you've seen Kira with Alden, then it might be like, okay, everything kind of just melts together. Melts.
I think I hear what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. I think I'm more vested into the Harrison Ford as Han, seeing him again, and we all are. That's a no-brainer comment.
And you know what's going on in Indy with that deep fake. We know what they've done with Luke already, so I get why we'd want it. But at some point, they want to get away from it, and they've mentioned it. They want to recast younger actors. So
yes,
I can understand it. But what if it is a flashback for some reason, and this gears us up for a definite Solo 2? So that people can remember that and be like, that flashback was great. Like something very, very important to the story.
Right.
And at our end of Leia and Han, we get a quick deep fake to tie into the story. And that's all you need. And that's all you get. But maybe it's a whole episode of a flashback to tell a part of it that they need it to. And that can definitely gear you up for a Solo 2.
Yeah. Well, the notion of bringing Han Solo into the Mandoverse, that's the important thing. Does a story that they're writing call for this kind of character, right?
Yeah, totally. Because he has the son that the Jedi would want. He has a son that Thrawn would.
That's
want
true.
To go after.
Unless they're going to lean heavy on Kylo and. Yeah,
but they would. Jason too. I always forget about Jason, right? Because I always say Grogu and Kylo or Ben. But I forget Jason
at this time,
but Jason exists, so you can get
Ben and Jason
Grogu
as friends.
Jason,
because Ahsoka's there, and Ahsoka knows Jason.
Kids, as Force kids,
and Grogu watching them, learning from these bad teenager or bad whatever the hells they are, 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds, and Grogu.
I would love.
These guys are cool.
See, we're going into like a whole another series, unless because that
could be a whole TV series. I take a Jason Ben Grogu.
Wouldn't that be awesome, guys? Like,
always pissing off Uncle Chewie.
Well, well, just think about it.
To see Lando, Donald Glover's already
about it. Like Luke's, instead of Ben being the star pupil and one of the star pupils, it could be Jason, but also Snoke and the Knights of Ren. How that comes into play, and how Ben becomes Kylo eventually with the influence of Snoke. It's that the demon in your ear. That would be a huge like story that we kind of need in that time frame, because everybody's
and it sets up
that.
Kylo to kill Jason at the temple.
We
can have that little extra story where the Skywalker prodigy or son or offspring took out Hera's kid, Kanan's kid.
That'd be awesome, dude.
I want
I'm
all
telling
that.
you, that'd be awesome. Like
Well, no,
that.
he's in the temple when Kylo breaks.
Yeah. See, see, that's the thing, Chris. Like,
that's another show that I want. Real quick, that's another show I want. Is all those flashes of the Knights in Ren that we always saw. You know, those different stories. Give me a backstory to that. I want to know what happened when they show him and all those bodies laying around, or the what happened at the temple. Give me all those.
I will tell you
stories of Kylo, dude.
Yeah, what the sequels gave us, what J.J. Abrams is very, very good at, is the world building. He gave us like the different crime syndicates in Force Awakens with the Conja Club, the the other ones that were coming after Han, and all these like these cool factions. Knights of Ren is another cool faction that we don't know anything. Like it was just like this concept of like there's this group and they're specific like dark side users. They're not Sith, they're this and that, and how to be the leader of them. You have to own the saber as the Excalibur, and it's like very, very cool. And I think that should propel more going forward instead of just leaving them at the sequel eras, right? Or like building up. And another argument could be, again, just thinking out loud, it's like it's hard at this point in this time is to try to get our legacy characters in the heavy rotation mix, like heavy Han, heavy Luke, heavy Leia.
Yeah.
And I know you're saying that they want to recast, and that makes a lot of sense, right? Because of future stories and whatnot. But sometimes I feel like, me personally, this is my opinion, that they can use other characters like a Ben, like let's do Ben, Jason, let's get Grogu, let's get all the like a different
well, the Rebels heroes are their new set. The Rebel heroes are the new.
Yeah, and like Ahsoka is the Obi-Wan character at this point.
Ezra will be Luke. Sabine's pretty much Han.
Yeah, I like that.
Zeb. Yeah,
I like that because sometimes I figure it's just it's just too late to. I don't want to recast, but I will, of course, I will have to, because we've always been dead set against recasting. Like it hurts. It hurts our brains.
The only thing to me with the recast and that is that we've had them both in these sequel trilogies as older, right? That's true. That's what's hard for me, is because throw them in the middle and then it's back to old.
Yeah.
It is hard, but I mean,
Harrison.
but since we've had we've had Han and Lando already. That works, right? Because then we can at least get our head around it. Luke, Sebastian Stan can step in right for that, and I think we'd all be okay because he looks enough like him, and they could play him.
It's another rumor too, by the way.
And then how about Billy Lord, her daughter, as her, and then
either that or
then
what's her name from Stranger Things? I mean, she looks almost like
she's too young. She'd have to be a prequel. She'd have to be Andor season 2.
Oh, what? Well, I'm talking like Mando. Oh, she's too young.
She's too young for that. You'd have to go with Billy Lord. You could age her up a little bit.
I don't. Yeah, for some reason, I don't think Billy Lord looked anything like Carrie Fisher. I don't see it.
Depends on how she does her hair and looks. Yeah, she could play her, or anybody else. It's just time. You kind of just have to. We have to bite the bullet. Our people are retired. Our people are old, man.
Either that, Chris, or like I said, or you just completely get away from those characters and you just use them. But
the problem is they're too big. They're too big of characters.
I agree.
In the central story of the galaxy.
Yeah,
Leia is always going to be a huge part. Lando, Luke, and Han are all heroes.
Well, this is their time. This is their time to shine.
Yeah, they may be retired, but everybody knows who they are, right? Yeah. And same with and Leia is going to be working the whole time.
Yeah,
so,
it's probably another Jedi. Yeah, and it's probably a good idea for Disney to wrap it up and then move on to, like I said, like the bookends. 30,000 years here, 150 years over here, and just do there because
live in the sequels and live in the past. Because right now, when you're fooling this Mandoverse, and you have to bring in the legacy characters, you have to. I mean, that's and like what Ernie, like I said, it started to make sense with me. I was like, okay, I could be on board. And then Ernie's like, but we're gonna see them in the older versions and the sequel. But they don't have to be. They don't have to be all over it. Rebels had all of them, sure. And they weren't the main part of the story.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Like that.
Yeah.
And that's where I was like, okay, if they're gonna be like I said, like background noise, but major influences as they are, but not a scene by scene, shot by shot kind of like carrying the films. then I think just go deep fake, put the money into it, and just do it because like Rogue One did it, and perfect.
No, the thing is, I 100% agree with you. I've just been trying to make a case for the recast, but I mean, I'm
because it might happen.
Yeah,
mine is just because I want Solo 2 so bad.
Yeah, so
it would be okay.
And I want Lando back.
Yeah,
I do too, man. First off, we need it, but Gordon says they should bring Bryce Dallas Howard to direct Solo 2, taking the reins from her pop.
That's a great one.
I mean, that's a no-brainer for me.
Yeah,
I
feel
would be
good too.
I feel like a Solo 2, or not even just a Solo 2, just call it a Crimson Dawn movie. Would be
that's
great.
it, because I feel that we're left so empty-handed with that ending.
They dropped it.
I still think that Solo was a great movie.
Yeah,
and I want to see more. And then just that whole ending is like, okay, like we should have had Solo 2 the next year ready to go.
I agree, man. I agree, and it might have been in their plans. Do you think they'll just say, well, we're just going to leave it up in the air, and people that know the cartoons and stuff will fill in the gaps, and then nobody on the moviegoers are questioning it. I mean, we're questioning, saying like, we want to see this, but we know what happens. We know all these characters, but the average Joe, I don't know if they even care.
Real quick, for anyone who's in the pit, I got to know, what do you feel? Do you feel that you could take a recast of Han and Leia or deep fake it? Or anybody listening to the replay, put it in the comments, because we're talking about it here and nobody has jumped in yet with I'll take it or not, because I think they're doing all what we are and trying to fit it in the right way and be like,
we're trying to make it work, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay positive about it. I'm pro deep fake. I just hadn't mentioned that at the beginning, but it's like we got to get used to it, because I'm pretty sure if Aaron Reich's coming in and the Kira thing, the rumors there, it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So unless they're using Kira for Andor 2, and then putting Aaron Reich in Andor 2 makes complete sense.
That's the whole thing too. Like, rumors could be true, just the placement of those characters could be the in question. Like the rumor of him coming back, could be like, oh yeah, he's coming back, but it's actually Andor, not Filoni's movie, and that's cool too. I know I didn't say this at the beginning, but I know there's some people that were asking, and I am doing the giveaway that's happening towards in a couple minutes. I will do that. So I didn't forget about it. It is happening, but just wanted to get that out there. I forgot to say that in the beginning to bear with us. So,
Gordon there is a pro deep fake too. I think most people are probably going to be pro deep fake, but what if they forced it? I mean, what if they tried to force it and get the guy that looks like Harrison Ford up magically? The guy people wanted to be Harrison Ford or be Solo in the movie. Would you take a third Han Solo?
Oh, change
or
it
would
completely
you
again?
That
if it's going to be, it has to be Aaron Reich, right?
Yeah,
I agree. If you're gonna do it. That's someone's already done it and people are familiar with. No matter what, it's a lose-lose. No matter what, and I it's one of those things like, do they even dare to do it? You know what I mean? And at one point, does it serve the story? Sure. I mean, like I said, flashbacks all day long. We're all cool with that. But if you're gonna put them in that main day-to-day stuff that we're going to be watching every Wednesday, and it's gonna be a rough ride. Could we get over it? I think so. Like I think we could.
Some of us could. Right?
Some of us.
They're going to go on to Theory and Jacepticon and all these places that hate everything. When they're going to get everybody riled up and hating it. So it's like, I would watch it. It would be hard. Again, it'd be
a hard watch, man. Yeah.
Where I'm like, man, that's Han and Leia and Luke, and that's them now.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I'm like, we got what we got, and I've got to realize these characters are characters.
That's true too. On one hand, Chris, like, the
Star Wars is so special because
stomach hurt really bad when to like think about trying to accept it.
I hate,
what?
I wish
I could
hurt. I actually wish Scott was on the show tonight. Damn, I wanted to ask about this.
Not on the other night, just tonight.
About the Trek thing, right? When they recast the Trek people, that didn't bother me because I'm not a Trekkie, right? But
that's
I
starting
actually
over.
And I actually really, but still, they're recasting those people.
If
I really
if
like
you're
the new
rebooting
one.
Star Wars, you can recast all day long.
I never, but here's the thing: I don't ever want to reboot Star Wars. So
I don't either.
So sometimes you have to deal with stuff, right?
Well,
in order
that's
to
why
keep Star Wars whole, they're
Yeah.
not going to live forever. So in order,
But that's
to keep
my
it
argument
whole,
with Star Trek. Like they rebooted it, so therefore they just kind of recast it and use the older guys that come
but you
in.
still had to, but you still had to use the same names. You still had to use the same characters' names,
sure.
right?
Sure.
Was that okay for everybody? I mean, because that to me was better.
Seemed to be. I mean,
are you talking about the
nobody.
Beastie Boys Star Trek?
Yeah, the Abrams.
That
Star
Yes,
Trek.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Took
was
me a
that
second.
was that JJ too?
Yeah.
I've always called that the Beastie Boys.
The Beastie
funny.
Boy. Yeah, the sabotage song at
Yeah.
the beginning. Yeah. No, that's that. Yeah, Chris, like 100%, and that is a good question to ask. Like, did it bother like the hardcore Trekkies to not have Kirk as a Kirk? Because you could have always, because Star Trek is a generational thing. You could have just recasted brand new characters.
And now they're doing brand new stuff too, because they have Kirk again and Spock and stuff going on. Or maybe not Kirk yet, but everybody else in the new Star Trek show, from what I understand, that Pike's the man. I'm sounding like a Trekkie, like I know what's going on, right?
I know.
But you know what I mean? It's Kirk again. Another new Spock. So now you're going into your third iteration, and then they seem to be handling it okay. And if the show is good and the writing is good and the acting is going well, is it really a problem if my character is being dealt with
Then
good? Because they look different in comics.
You're saying all this, and I think we already have our answer then, because of the crap of Solo. That people didn't even give it a chance, and they already shot it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I
feel like we already have our answer. And
right away, when the casting came out, people were like, "Nope, done, not doing it, not just not having it."
Right, and seeing I still to this day try and push Solo on the people who say, "No, it's not for me," and I'm like, right? "But you didn't even give it a chance."
Right.
If you take it for what it is, go ahead.
Matt Logic there is doubling down on the new Han.
Doubling down on new Han. Yeah, like I said, I think you'll have some people in favor and you have pushback, you know.
I'm gonna turn it on tonight right after the show. Like I have to now. Like I need to see Lando.
Just to support it.
Yeah, I need to see Lando. I need to see Han. I'm gonna throw it on Disney Plus, give it that watch.
How about that? With him, with Glover, I would have zero. I think I would have zero problem with him coming in as Lando. He's almost Billy D.
I don't. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
but
what?
See, and that's how I feel about Aaron too. Though I felt he did a damn good job in Solo, and I see Han.
Yeah, I have no problem with it.
I don't see Harrison, and I don't see Billy D, but I see Han and Lando.
Yes, that's the important part.
If that makes sense, like
because
that's what I'm saying, they're characters, right?
Correct.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, because we put the story of Han Solo in that movie as far as like the actual. I just figure it's just like a younger, like I said, you know, and even though it's not that young, it's not even that young. Between the actual character in Solo and A New Hope. I don't think there's that many years apart, but I do seem like, okay, that's just like a young teenage Han, you know. That's why I can, like I said, make it work.
It was like 9 years. It was the same time frame of Kenobi. So that Han and that Leia are gonna hook up.
You can't say that. You can't. You can't say it like that.
Han's like what, 30, 33 or something?
It's 20. They're 29 and 19 when they hook up.
29 and A New Hope.
It's 19. The same as Rey and Kylo.
Yeah, because if you put in the same as Kenobi, it's like, all right, dude.
Kylo and Rey were 10 years apart.
Yeah, they're 19 and 29, just like Han and Leia.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I had no clue. Just like Han and Leia.
Yep.
So he is his father's child. Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Sabersmith, Lucasfilm needs to step up its TV story game because the games are telling better stories. In my opinion, games have always been there in storytelling because they don't have the restrictions and they have a lot of freedom. And besides it being canon now, that's where they have to like live in this box. But some of those games back in the day that they just had free reign. I mean, they're perfect. I don't know. Mando's tells a good story. Like I'm talking like Disney Plus stuff, right? We just had Mando, Book of Fett, and Kenobi. It's there. Andor. Yeah. I mean, I think it's there.
Some of the execution misses sometimes, right? Yeah. And that's usually like Kenobi. My problem on it was the TV look. That's the only problem. The rest of it, I loved it. I loved Kenobi. I just thought it looked like made for TV. The sabers specifically,
100% made for TV. I thought the Inquisitor's role in the story was weak. The Inquisitors, all of them.
Yeah,
I think they should have been treated a lot more menacing and better.
But besides them, I mean, besides that part, besides some of the execution, I like the story of that. I liked how he got pulled off because Leia got kidnapped. I liked all of that. I like Vader still searching for him because he's still on the wanted list. He hasn't been confirmed dead yet. Nobody's found the body, type of thing.
Yeah.
You know, he's still no. I love all of that. I love how Vader.
I love the finding out of Anakin.
Yes,
that was huge. Remember how we said that? Remember that was a big thing of he didn't know.
Yeah,
dude, he didn't know, especially when it was that calling out and. When she was telling him, you know, and it was like, wait a second, we're under the assumption that he knew, like, and he didn't.
Yeah,
right.
And that whole discussion about how Anakin was dead and who killed him, right?
Oh,
perfect. It was great.
It was perfect for Obi-Wan's lie later, right? It helped set him up for that, and everything with Leia. Oh my God, f that! Like Leia's discussions with Obi-Wan on the truck about "Are you my dad?"
Yeah.
Right. And then later on, when he describes the traits from the mother and father to her,
that was
Alderaan.
Cool.
Yeah. Some of the coolest stuff, period.
Have you guys heard there's like a cut out there of a redo to make it look like a movie? Have you guys seen that yet? I'm trying to find it. I've heard of it.
No.
And I heard it was great.
Talking about like the deep fake stuff. There is a fan edit of the Kenobi's, and it is almost like the series, like the shot by shot.
Yes.
They redid everything as far as the CGI. The Inquisitor.
I thought they were reusing it and just made it better and cut like some certain stuff
out.
Well,
they're not filming. I'm just talking. They took it and they overlaid. The series,
like the lightsabers being more
everything,
dude. Just solid, right? That's I'm gonna see that with Ahsoka is gonna be a problem too because those orange ones look pretty.
Yeah. They're using that same.
I heard it's really good. I want to see it.
Yeah, I'm curious. Right? Like I don't personally do like fan edits and stuff. I just figured because there's pure source and then there's like the fantasy.
Here's the thing though, when enough people are saying it though, I want to give it that chance to see, to be like
what they did with the Inquisitor is fantastic. I'm telling you right now. So,
and the problem with it is they did it once and then they hired the dude, right?
Yeah.
For the Luke thing. Now everybody and their mother every time is gonna be like, oh, I can fix that.
Here it is.
That's where we got to get away from.
You know how many new Thrawns we're going to see once we see Thrawn?
Of course, man. Yeah. Yes.
That's going to be ridiculous. So.
Yeah, that's where. This is where that like the only part I've ever seen the original trilogy do that was that fan edit that they did Obi-Wan and Vader's duel on the Death Star, where they made it like just
where
nuts.
It added to it.
Where it just was
somebody reposted it on TikTok. Yeah. And I had to watch it, and I was like, "God damn!"
See, at the time,
like it's so intense.
We grew up never even imagining to even change that. It is what it was.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan was old. He gave up, and he became a Force Ghost to help Luke. That was it. Like now, anything that comes out, they're like, "Oh, that needs to be better. This needs to be better," and people are doing it where the movie studios can't do it. I don't understand.
Here's a great one to this. So as we jump into this little conversation before we get into the end and the giveaway and all that.
Yeah.
And we're saying about do we accept Solo and everything? What if they handed over to Filoni and Filoni felt that because of everything we have now, exactly what we're talking about, is that for another round again, he feels that he could change up 4, 5, and 6 by adding a couple things or doing this and that. Would you allow it?
4, 5, and 6. You're talking.
Yes.
That he can go in and touch it and do a Filoni edition.
Yes.
I would be for it. I would dig it. I would probably support it. I don't think he'd do it. I know he wouldn't do it, but I would support it a bajillion percent.
I would say back in the day he wouldn't, but as much as he's rolling with now and the storytelling that he's doing, I mean, because Kenobi and this and that, and then Rogue One, like if he feels like when he sees his stuff together and all that we've been given, not his, but everybody's, I'm saying, is like, well, I need to add this or change this to make it all blend and correct.
The only thing I can think of, or not the only thing, but one of the major things I can think of would be adding something with Ahsoka in the original trilogy. Now, I'm not talking a new scene with her, but like mentions her character's mentioning somewhere, somehow, because that's the only bridge I can see Dave Filoni doing.
How that would have to happen
dialogue?
would be in his dialogue. The way he would do it would be we'd add a scene
Sequels.
with the Force
I mean,
Ghosts.
prequels.
No, with the Force
Or a
Ghosts.
Force Ghost. Yeah, yeah.
You have Obi-Wan and Yoda talking before Luke comes, right? Kind of like in the certain point of view books.
Yeah, because I don't know about
he's not ready. Why are we doing this? Bring in the girl. Blah,
Bring him-
that
yeah.
talk. He's on why don't we have Ahsoka? She's out
Where's
there.
Ahsoka?
Why won't she help? Why can't we
Right.
get her to train him? Why does he have to come here? You know,
See, I'm
that
saying,
type
but
of thing.
little add-ons like this,
Yeah.
4, 5, and
that's
6.
where I can see it,
Yeah.
and having that added in, like Chris said, that would be. I think everybody would accept wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
You know, because it's, like I said, Ahsoka's a huge. She's the face of Star Wars. Moving her and Mando and Grogu are the face of Star Wars at this point.
Yeah,
And to interconnect it, which I don't see. I don't have a problem with that kind of special edition stuff. You know.
Yeah, that'd be all right. I mean, some things like that. A couple added things just to put that person in the universe and let them know they exist. You'd have to like the Yavin 4 when they added in Rogue One when they had Chopper in there. You go to Yavin 4 and you see the ghost now
because it puts people in its place.
Just to have him there, so we know she existed on
Yeah.
Yavin. It's just but not in the original trilogy. We haven't seen.
Yeah, I'm cool with. I'm actually
Yeah.
really cool with that. You know,
Yeah,
I'd be,
add a couple people on Endor. Make sure you know it's Rex, and then maybe throw Ahsoka in the or not Ahsoka, Hera in the background or somebody in the background like that.
Wouldn't that be
cool.
awesome? Like that's
it would
where I
be.
can see Dave Filoni
little-
maybe mentioning it and doing that. Yeah,
a little change that would add to it, and would you accept it?
Yeah.
Tying
100%.
in everything that we have questions of, like that.
Yeah.
You know, where's
Right.
Ahsoka and do this and that.
Matt Lodge is asking, Ern, are you asking for Dave to do more series canon pre-episode 4, or are you talking?
I did when we were on Thunder
adding
Mountain
things
the
to
other
the trilogy
night.
itself.
We were on Thunder Mountain the other night, and the conversation came up, so I wasn't trying to say it, but it is out there of what's going to happen. What are we going to do?
I got you.
So-
no, to enhance the original trilogy. As
Yeah,
he was talking about.
enhance
Yeah,
it.
I
Yeah.
agree.
It would be hard
it
to enhance it because the Rogue One's doing that, Kenobi's doing that, right?
It wouldn't be to
Solo
enhance
did
the
that.
trilogy. It would just to be to bridge the entire.
That question there, I
timeline.
was jumping to.
Okay,
That
okay.
question there.
Because that's already you're saying is enhancing it.
Yeah, right. Because those things are kind of enhancing the original.
What we're
So every
talking
time
about is bridging.
Yeah, so that would have
Bridging.
to be within. That has to be within 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah,
not
because
additional content. Yeah,
yeah, because you got Dave Filoni's influence prior, you got Dave Filoni's influence after. You don't have it in that 3 movies in that time
Correct.
frame, in the Galactic Empire version.
Yeah,
of it.
he butts up against it both ends. He's
right,
pointing
like
out-
like
yeah,
Clone
he
Wars
does.
season 7 did a that it's like, but you have to watch them separate. Like I would love to have more something in episode 3 mentioning Ahsoka, or in the prequels itself mentioning Ahsoka.
Oh, dude,
that would be cool. That would be cool.
Oh my god, dude! If they could just link in that last bit of Order 66,
Yes,
that's all you would have to do, right? And just
Into
know she
live
was-
action.
Yes, that's it. Their part. And
Yeah.
okay, I watched that just today. I watched that episode just today, and it got me all messed up again. When you walk in there and watch everybody saluting her, and then you walk in and everybody's painted up, and they're about to turn on her.
awesome.
You
Dude.
know, it's like, oh my
Awesome.
god, they all love her, and she loves them, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're about to kill her. They're
Like
trying
I
to-
would love
it.
a
It's special.
I would love a added
that.
scene to episode 2 when they're at the Jedi, when they're on Coruscant and they're at the Jedi, and I would love to see Plo Koon and Ahsoka walking in the hallway, and Anakin and Obi-Wan walking this way, and then maybe some dialogue saying like, "Are you ready to take on a Padawan?" You know, but it's just a buy and whatever, and Anakin looks and
I would take the passing to
No,
see a
master.
little Ahsoka.
Not-
and everything.
Yeah. Not even talk, just stop, but not even hear the dialogue. Just
Correct.
see them have
Yeah.
Mace talking to somebody else and see
Yeah.
that interaction.
it just
happen
puts
in
it
the
in
background.
place, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like I said, and that's in
Yeah.
a movie, and then you're as you're watching Clone Wars, because again, that it is like when we were watching the prequel trilogies and you're going into this in the OG and stuff, it is kind of like, well, there's a lot going on behind, like, I mean, next door, there's a lot going on right beyond the other wall. And that's
so
the
good.
stuff where I would love to
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
Disney kind of add some pepper
Yeah.
here and there. It wouldn't hurt anything.
That
it
would be
wouldn't.
so
Yeah.
cool. That would.
Yeah.
And then in 30 years, for somebody to talk about that, do you know Ahsoka really wasn't there? There's a
Yeah.
version out there.
Yeah, I remember all that.
Yeah.
Now
There's
now
a
that
version
serves,
where she's not there.
Yeah. that kind of content serves us. I don't know if it makes any money for Disney to do that stuff, right? It's just an expense, and
it's just it's unnecessary completely. It's just fun for us because it completes the story. Seamlessly.
Well, I mean, kind of money, because I know everything's streaming, but at the same time, you can still release it.
If they release it in the theaters, not streaming, but the theaters,
and in disc form, we'll all buy it.
That's what I mean.
I would 100% buy it, dude. Especially
that's what I'm saying. So there is. And honestly, there is a wave, there's a money grab for it.
And how many figures would you get from episode 3 Ahsoka and episode 2 Ahsoka with Plo Koon and all this stuff?
Let's go. And then you can have Ashley Eckstein playing it, just
as the next anniversary comes up. Yeah.
I'm good. These are the things that
little important parts like that would be kind of
the
crazy.
Filoni cut. Yeah, I'd take it.
Yeah. Last week we talked about George Lucas a lot about the alternate universe that he buys Star Wars back kind of stuff. That's the stuff that he would give us. He absolutely
missed that.
Yeah, it was a fun talk. No, it was a fun.
It was.
Yeah. But that's the stuff, if he was in charge, he would be doing. Like if he saw Clone Wars through and he saw Rebels through, he would absolutely add stuff to this prequels and re-release them in movie theaters and be all. I mean, that is the leadership, because the guy gets the story first, not business. It's story first, and he absolutely would do it. And that's what we are missing in this kind of hopefully Dave Filoni is that, moving forward, but we'll see. I mean, we don't have it now, but yeah.
But it'd be fun. Cool, fun to think about. I don't think he'd do it. I don't think they'll touch the originals, but
I don't think he even has I don't think he has the authority to even ask. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure he does. He runs.
I wish
he runs the shit. So
yeah.
But I just don't. I think with his respect for Lucas and he knows Lucas doesn't want anybody touching his stuff.
Right. So. But Lucas is there with Ahsoka's creation, so
unless Lucas said, "Hey, you do what you got to do, and if it works for your story, this is yours now."
I think if he came out and said, "Hey, I think you guys need to add Ahsoka into something because she's become such a face of Star Wars and such a great character, and I think maybe you should add some special effects or special scenes to enhance."
He already has it ready to go. He's all like
this.
Yeah. Here's the thumb drive. Here you go. Check this out. Let me know
Oh, by the way, I was working on some stuff here. Just plug that in and update the movies. But no, that's cool.
Put it at 1.2 speed. It's faster.
Yeah. You'll be good.
That's funny.
That'd be great.
Oh man. All right, guys. Well, as we get closer to Ahsoka, and because that's the next big thing. It's going to get really exciting. I think we're going to start really especially coming into July, we're TV spots and movie trailers and promos, and hopefully the Star Wars team on Hasbro really kind of steps up at Comic-Con and gives us some Ahsoka stuff early.
Oh, dude, I better have much drawn shit by the end of the year.
Yes, everything but Black Series. I mean, that's been the MO on the Star Wars front as far as merch. So. San Diego Comic-Con's in a couple weeks, and I know we're expecting some merchandising news coming out of there, and maybe I don't know if they have Star Wars has a big presence there anymore. I don't know if they do that anymore. We'll see.
It's so hard because you have HasCon and you have Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah,
so so many people had venture out, but maybe on the side, even if they're
like
not
a sizzle
there,
reel would come out, right? Like because I know D23 is coming too.
A little something can be mentioned.
Yeah, so.
Give us a little tease.
I would think they should, but they really when they got Celebration and D23 and all their own shit, they're like, F everybody else.
Yeah, it's true.
They're that big.
The only thing we don't have yet is a Marvel Con, but maybe that'll be 24, and Chris will be the first one to buy a ticket.
I would. Hey, go back before Endgame, and it would have been on, right? At that point, after everything just took a dive,
got boring. It got boring.
Peacemaker's
good. Yeah.
But that side, anything James Gunn is good.
Yeah.
Lately,
James Gunn is doing pretty good.
Yeah, he's doing all right.
Yeah, that Guardian still makes me. Whew.
Yeah,
I need to watch that here by myself with a blanket and a tub of ice cream.
Yeah, Guardians was fantastic. All three of them are.
Yeah,
that's the thing. He hasn't lost quality or anything in any of his movies. Everybody else does, right? I still don't. Ant-Man was.
It's just where the story goes. It's all about that, and I don't know.
It was such a clear path in the first phase, man. Such a clear path. You knew kind of where it was going, what was going on. They've told us where it's going.
Yeah.
They've given us all the movies, and I still don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know what's going. I'm like,
and then Flash comes along, and you'll see it later. They explain time completely different and kind of mock the Marvel side of it.
Yeah,
they explain how some people will tell you that it branches.
For reals?
Yeah. Wow. And they show it just like it would do. They're using spaghetti noodles.
And there's Chris, literally the only one in the theater. He's like,
fist pumping.
Look at that. They did. I like the Loki series, and they just blasted Loki's timeline.
Yeah,
that's my favorite thing in this phase. Yeah.
Remember, on that front, Flash is the first movie to set off a story that's continuous. So
it doesn't really. It just resets everything. It does. I don't think it has anything to do with the future.
It's the foundation. Every movie that's coming after that's supposed to feed off of that, right? So
it just gives them an out. It gives them an out. And what he said was, I know we're off track here. Gunn said Blue Beetle is the first DCU character, but that's not the first DCU movie.
Right.
So meaning that's probably not the Blue Beetle in his universe.
Oh,
it's such a mess. Until we get to Superman,
I'm so confused.
everything's bullshit until we hit Superman.
Yeah, that's gonna be the test, right? So
yeah, that's it. That's
cool. Well, again, so we got things to talk about. Please, just stay tuned, and if you have any kind of comments and feedback in the pit or comments on the episodes, drop us in it. We have always, this is a community. We always like to talk about everything. But speaking of community and tying in things, I teamed up with Starlight Digest Podcast, brought the two companies together to give away, of course, to all you collectors, or just even if you're not a collector, you can use this and display something as a centerpiece in your collection or just on your mantle. You don't even have to go out and buy all the Black Series, just Vader and Obi-Wan. That's awesome. But I'm giving this away right now. I had a contest through the Instagrams. That's why social media is so important. So with Instagram, all you had to do is like the Tashi Station Emporium page, Starlight Digest page, tag 2 people, and you're automatically entered. I did it the first day. I had like 50 entries. So this is good. So I'm going to spin a random wheel, announce a winner, and then we'll get out of here. And then, of course, we'll do this again soon as far as giveaways and all that stuff. So let's do this now. Let's bring up a wheel. Yeah, good luck to all the entries.
Good luck to everybody.
And I'm going to go ahead and do this right now without further ado.
Mando. I'm all looking at the names.
Oh, I know. You got to say, how are you doing this? Is it whoever it lands on?
Whoever it lands on, I'm doing it, and then I'm going to DM you on Instagram because that's where the contest started.
That's where he likes to slide.
That's where I like to slide. But off camera, I am going to do an alternate winner just in case the first one falls through. So don't worry about that. I got it under control. So here we go. Clicking to spin. I got to write this down.
I'm so excited.
And the lucky winner. Whoa, look at that. Robo
Robbie.
Congratulations. Toy Farce, you were so close.
I know. Look at that. It went right. It's almost stopped at Kung Fu Jedi, Toy Farce, Robo Robbie. I will be reaching out to you. Congratulations. That was awesome. I love it. I love everything.
That was awesome. I'm so excited.
Yeah, so excited to give away something.
Congratulations.
I got, like I said, a lot of feedback. So it's been really cool. So I'm going to do more, of course, as everything gets, as this station grows, Tashi Station grows. I'm happy to do it. It's my pleasure. So congratulations, Robo Robbie. I might be reaching out to every one of you who has entered for something special because you entered. I might be reaching out to you. So check your DMs. Might be sliding in those DMs pretty soon. So
with some toy pics.
Yeah, there's some pics is in it. So okay, cool. So thank you everybody for allowing me to do that and paying attention and following us on all the socials and everything. Let's continue this conversation in the comments below. Let's continue the conversation on our Facebook Central page. This is cool, right? Star Wars. Next week we've got Indy to go watch too. I know. Our heads go everywhere, but of course we'll be here.
That's already next week.
Yeah,
next Thursday.
Yeah,
Oh,
crazy.
Let me see if I can go.
I still haven't
Crazy,
seen Transformers. Have any of you seen Transformers yet?
I have not.
I still need to see Spider-Verse. I still need to see Mermaid.
I'm behind,
I
man.
still need to see
Mermaid wasn't
Transformers.
bad. I saw Mermaid.
I need to see Transformers.
There's a lot, man, and
yeah.
I blame myself, for not going
Yeah, so
to
do
the
we.
movie more often. So do we.
Yeah. I put the blame on you too, Mooch.
Yeah. So, but I know we got tickets to go see Indy, so we're definitely going seeing that next week. Yeah, man. So, if you guys have nothing else, I'm gonna kick it over to Ernie to kick us out of here. Unless you got anything last minute to shout out or
no,
we're good.
Okay, cool. Ernie, take us out.
You guys, thank you very much for joining us in the pit or a part of the replay crew tonight. Thank you very much. If you're new here, definitely check us out. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, and hit all so you don't miss when we're on. Don't forget about thinking about becoming a Patreon either. That really helps out the show, and we greatly appreciate it. At the same time, tell your friends about us if you enjoyed this talk and other talk. Last week was another great episode. Unfortunately, tonight we were missing Scott and Joey. Last week, though, we had Joey on. He was hilarious and tearing it up in there. George Lucas showed up. You got to see it.
Yeah, I mean, we even
know what happened. It was a great show. Yeah, he was here, Chris, and you missed it. Yeah, it was such a good show.
It was George Lucas. I don't know if it was the George Lucas, but I mean, it was a George Lucas.
I'll take it. It was spelled Jorge, but hey, we'll still take that. For
He's a god, not the god.
Any day. Yeah, it was great. It was really good.
From one of Chris's favorite movies.
Much love again to Joey. I know he couldn't be here for work, but he's also had some loss in the family with all his family. So love and prayers out to Bootleg Joe. That's where you can find him at. That's Darth Moocher over there on social, and Grad Admiral Franz is Darth Dad. You can find Sarlacc Digest on everything from Twitter to Instagram, TikTok for a bunch of toy reviews, and also for 24/7 Star Wars talk. Check out our Facebook, and you'll see all that there. Thank you guys for all of it. Don't forget, tonight's show was sponsored by Tashi Station Emporium. We had a giveaway tonight. That was really, really cool. Congratulations again to the winner and everyone who entered. We'll see about another one. And speaking of Comic-Con, if you are going to Comic-Con, anybody in the chat, find me there Thursday. I will be there, and I will have goodie bags from Tashi Station Emporium with figure stands and everything, so you can check them out and see what they're all about, and put your order in and like that.
Yeah,
use the code Fallen Fett for 2%
you might have
off.
some freebies.
Yeah,
everybody loves freebies.
Free. Whoa. Definitely.
Let me know if he charges you. Just let me know. Okay. I just let me know if Ernie
Dude, those bacon wrap hot dogs are a lot. So
they are.
Saying.
At least $8, right? I mean,
yeah, that's at least 2 bags I can do for 4 and 4. So at least I can have one. Yeah. Nice. Find me next to the hot dog stand if you need some stands. So I'll be right there for sure.
Trading stands for hot dogs.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome, dude. I would go there just for that. And like,
yeah. So
I'll give you some stands if I can have your wiener.
Yeah, please. Wrap it in bacon. I'll give you more. Yeah. Thank you. Extra mayo. Yes. So thanks, guys. We greatly appreciate it. We will see you next week.
Cool. And if you're at the parks tonight, this weekend, I'll be there Sunday. I'll be at Disneyland Sunday. So
I don't know if
come
I'm
say
going
hi.
this weekend.
I'll buy you a blue milk.
If you're at my house, I'll see you there.
If you're at my house, you better not be.
I'm going to call the cops.
Yeah. Do you have
all right, guys?
Because I'll go over.
Come on over.
All right,
corn dogs.
Yes.
Keep it nerdy, everybody.
Corn dogs and solo.
That was horrible. I'm never doing that again.
Keep it nerdy.
There you go.
Nerdy. You shall keep it.